Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dubai Blueprint series. So today, as you can see, I'm alone, and that's because I'm here to talk to you about something that you guys have been asking quite frequently about in the comments, and that is how to find a job in Dubai. Now, this video isn't going to be about top 10 tips, top 5 tips as to how to find a job in Dubai. This is going to be me talking about my experience of how I found my accountant role here in Dubai. So guys, if you're not already familiar, this is the Dubai Blueprint series, and this is where Taiwo and I come on here and talk to you about all the things that you may need to consider if you plan to move to Dubai as a family. So the link is in the description below, so check out the videos that we've already got out here. So we're going to take a deep dive into moving from the UK to Dubai without a job, completely jobless, with a background in finance and accounting. We're going to go through interviews. We're going to go through as to what is really needed and requested and required, rather, to have a job in finance and accounting over here, and the steps that you need to make, in my opinion, from my experience, in order to secure an accounting and finance role. So I'm going to talk about, firstly, understanding the job market. So what initially caught me off guard is that the Dubai job market is completely different from the UK market. It works differently to the UK. There are a lot of opportunities here, but you really have to position yourself in order to make yourself attractive to the roles that you want. Everyone wants to come to Dubai, right? Everyone wants to work here. There are certain perks that you don't necessarily get in the UK, such as higher salaries. And a lot of people from around the world are wanting to come here. So the positioning is very important. So one of the things that I learned coming over here was that the job title and salaries vary a lot. And it can be a little bit confusing because the roles can be reflective of what you've done in the UK, but the titles and the salaries sometimes are not up to par. Another thing that I learned is that you can apply for up to 100 jobs and hear nothing, crickets. Then all of a sudden you've got 3 interviews lined up. Another thing that I found out was that it helps massively if you are already here in Dubai. So I actually started looking for jobs before we moved to Dubai. I'd say about 3-4 months before we moved to Dubai. I had a few positive conversations. However, they really kind of wanted you to be on ground already, just because things can move quickly. And I found that with my job, for example, that I secured, things moved very quickly. They want to also know that you're serious. Recruiters don't want to take you through the process of telling their clients that they have a candidate who's ready to work, but then they are actually packing up their house in London and need 2-3 months. So they can't start immediately, as they stated before in the application. So it's more attractive if you are on ground, if you do have a place of residence already, if you do even have a mobile number that they can contact you on. I found that that was highly preferred in comparison to when I was looking for work when I was in the UK. The last thing that I will say in this subsection is that knowing people is key here. I actually think that is the best way to get a job out here in the UAE. It is very much who you know, who can help position you, and who you can just quickly just let them know, these are the skills that I have, this is the experience that I have. And then you'll find that, oh, okay, so I know this person, go and talk to this person. And they mean it. You could be having a conversation and they can just whip up their phone, call someone or send an email, and all of a sudden you're having calls with a prospective client. So when it came to me doing my first few applications, I heard crickets. Now, I don't know why I said first few applications. When I say few, I mean like up to 50 to 60 applications. I heard nothing, like radio silence. And don't get me wrong, it is difficult to find jobs in the UK, but at least I understood the market. Here, I didn't understand the market, which is why I was sending out my UK tailored CV to jobs in the UAE. And I say UAE because I was also applying for jobs in Abu Dhabi as well as Dubai. And error. Using my UK CV was a big error. They job market in the UAE like their CV to be tailored in a particular way. And when I say particular, I mean adding a photo, having a specific short paragraph about yourself, as well as about your experiences, having key metrics on there. Don't just talk about you achieved this. What were the metrics? Did you reduce something by 20%, 10%? They like key evidence as to how you have added value to your previous employers. I previously said that I found it easier when I was on ground to find a job, and that's because on the CV, it is preferred to have your UAE location and telephone number as well. Again, this just shows that you're a serious candidate that is here and ready to start working out here. Having your visa status stated on your CV also helps as well. And that's something that I had. I had a business visa, which I made clear on my CV as well. I also started to match keywords from the job description onto my CV as well. So once I started making those changes, along with the ones that I previously mentioned, then I started to get more traction from jobs that I was applying for. So I'm going to talk about the websites that I used, and they were Beirut and Nukuri Golf. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I will spell it out for you. I will spell both of them out for you, in fact. Those websites were great for industry-specific roles, such as HR, finance, and admin. I then was going directly to company websites as well. Going directly onto the websites for the companies that I was interested in helped me be a little bit more intentional about my want to be in Dubai and to work in Dubai, because those applications are not just submit your CV. They are long applications, but when you're hungry for something, you're just going to do it. I also signed up to recruitment agencies as well. So we were actually in Dubai in November and December for holidays and just setting up our accommodation and the other bits that we've mentioned in previous videos. And whilst we were there, I actually sat with a few recruiters, similar process to what you do in the UK. However, here you get to understand what kind of clients that they have on their books. They very much want to know what you specifically want to do outside of the role. So if we're talking about my experience, I was clear that I was looking for FP&A roles, senior accountant roles, and very clear as to what I wanted to do in those roles as well. So when the recruiters were coming back to me, they were saying, okay, we have this job and this role is going to be specifically working on XYZ, XYZ. Are you interested? So that was the great thing about sitting with recruiters, because there are, like I said in the beginning, titles and salaries that don't really match up to what you're used to in the UK in terms of the roles that you're doing. But when you have the opportunity to sit with recruiters, they're very clear as to what you will be doing in that role, which I love. Then we have LinkedIn. Now for LinkedIn, for me, this is where I got the most traction. And when I quit my job, I immediately changed my location to Dubai, available for work, looking for work. And that helped a lot. I was connecting with recruiters. I was connecting with companies. I was seeing jobs, applying through LinkedIn. Sometimes they'll redirect you to the website. And often you'll be able to see who is actually in the HR department or who is the recruiter for that role. So that will then allow you to message them directly. It will also give you the opportunity to browse as to who's in the department, so the finance department, accounting team, and then you'll be able to directly message them as well. And that's something that I did, which I found extremely helpful as to getting a role in Dubai. I'm going to give you an extra tip as well. WhatsApp is the thing here in Dubai for anything down to getting a doctor, down to I don't even know where to begin, but WhatsApp is key. And with that being said, there are WhatsApp groups for job seekers as well, where people will just be uploading job descriptions, job adverts into those groups, and you can just snap them up quickly, reply. And I found that very, very helpful as well. And then even through the WhatsApp conversations, you can ask specifically what they want, talk about the qualifications you have, talk about the salary expectations. So that is a tip. Do not sleep on WhatsApp out here in the UAE. It's very key. So what worked for me? Being proactive on LinkedIn was super key for me. Posting about wanting to work out here in Dubai, looking for jobs, connecting with recruiters, understanding more of what was expected from candidates in the UAE, especially the type of talent that they were trying to recruit worldwide. That was really important for me to see. It gave me a clear understanding of how to position myself, how to position my skills, how to position my experience. And that's what I really found beneficial here, especially being on ground and not being on ground as well. You don't necessarily have to be on ground to look for a job on LinkedIn. However, it just gave me a good insight as to what was required from an expat, especially a UK candidate looking for a role in the UAE. What it also did as well was gave me a key understanding about the different jobs that were available here. Now, when I say different jobs, I actually mean working for, or the availability rather, of UK, US companies versus Emirati companies or companies of different nationalities out here as well. And LinkedIn gave me a clear understanding that, yes, as much as I really want a job in the UAE, I actually only want to work for a UK or US company. It also allowed me to connect with people who had offices out in Dubai but were based in different places such as the UK and US. That visibility is very clear on LinkedIn. Following up on applications is key, guys. That is the true T. Following up on a job that I went through, I believe gave me was the catalyst to me getting the interview. So follow up, guys. They really want to see that you are interested in that role that you have applied for. Now, what didn't work for me was applying for every single job that I saw under the sun. Chill, that did not work. Why? Because my CV wasn't tailored to all these different jobs. And I've got a vast experience in finance and accounting, from bookkeeping all the way to FP&A. So it wasn't going to work for, my CV wasn't going to work for every single job that fell under that umbrella. That was not helpful. What also doesn't help is relying on one job board. Don't just rely on, for example, Indeed in Dubai. No, don't just rely on Beirut. Don't just rely on one single platform to help you get a job. Even though it may feel like those platforms are giving you the jobs that you want, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Another tip that I will give you as to what I believe doesn't work is waiting to be settled before you look for a job, before you seriously look for a job. Don't do it, guys. Apply. Shoot your shot as early as possible. That's one of my mantras in life. Shoot your shot as early as possible, because time waits for no man. The jobs that you think you're going to get once you're settled are not going to be there. They are going to go, because it's not just people from the UK that are coming to Dubai. It's not just people from the US. You've got people from around the world coming to Dubai with a vast range of skills and experiences that you are in competition with. They are going to want those jobs too. So start as soon as possible. As soon as you know you want to leave the UK or wherever you are based, start applying for those jobs. Another thing that I'm going to put you on is that here in Dubai, based on the number of interviews that I had and based on the conversations that I was having with recruiters, they don't just want to know that you can do your job and do it well. They want to know how adaptable you are. They want to know how you're going to be able to gel with the different cultures that are here. They want to know how you are going to add value. In the interviews that I was having, they wanted to know about my soft skills. They wanted to know how resilient I was, how adaptable I was. They wanted to know how I communicated. They wanted to know how I would speak to directors. That was one of the questions that was point blank asked to me in an interview. How are you able to communicate is very important, especially because, look, Dubai is a country that has a plethora of different cultures. People come here from around the world. Communication skills are very, very important in order to get work done. How clear are you when communicating with key stakeholders? They want to know that. They also want to know how you add value. It's all well and good being able to do a job, especially if you've been doing it for a long time. They get it. You can do the job. But where do you add value? Why should we hire you? Be clear to communicate that in the interviews. Be clear as to how you're going to make a positive impact in the company. In your interviews, have a confident yet humble approach. They want to get your energy. They want to know, is this energy going to match with what we've already got here? Is this the energy that's going to add to the team? Is this the energy that we need? Is this the energy that we can work with? They want to know that. Some of the interviews that I had, they also wanted to know whether I was already in Dubai and whether I was ready to start immediately. So just bear that in mind. Now, I actually got my job through a referral from a UK recruiter who recruited for many UK and US companies out here in Dubai. He connected with me. He requested my CV. He passed it on to the client. The client were impressed with my CV. I had an interview with them a few days later, and then had my second stage interview with them a few days after that, and then had the offer pretty much immediately. They are based out here in Dubai, have branches around the world, and that was something that I was really pleased with because I knew that I wanted to be with either a US or a UK company. That was the type of company that I wanted. My role is a senior accountant role here. And the transition from the UK to Dubai as an accountant is quite smooth because they use IFRS. So in terms of learning all the statutory rights here, it's been quite simple and smooth. Based on all the other experiences that I had, this was the smoothest process, and that was through a LinkedIn Connect. So as I've mentioned before, LinkedIn is tea. It is goals. It will help you if you use it correctly. So don't sleep on LinkedIn. Your next opportunity can literally come from a DM like mine. Now, just the last few tips. Curate your network. If you're out here in Dubai already, go to networking events. Go out, find out where the people in your industry are. Speak to people. Even go directly to certain companies. Email them directly. Sometimes I know people that have come out here and they've got their jobs by literally saying, I've moved to Dubai. I'm interested in this company. These are the skills that I have. I'll be great for XYZ role. And then they've been invited to interviews. Also, join finance and specific industry group chat. Know your pitch. Know how to present yourself, your experience, your goals, your values, and try and do it in 60 seconds as well. Get straight to the point as to why you should be hired. Also, don't wait for your perfect job to come. Just start. Start with something that just gets you into the market. So I hope sharing my journey has given you more than just my top 10 tips. I hope it has really given you the confidence and the reassurance that you'll be able to do it too. It's not easy, but it is something that you can do if you just keep your foot on the gas. So stay consistent, stay confident, and also please do let me know in the comments below what you particularly are finding the hardest, and I'll be able to help you if I can, just give you some more encouragement and give you some more tips to just overcome that hurdle, because it can be done. I'm not sure whether this has been mentioned in our videos before, but we left the UK in January. I secured my role in February, But all in all, I started looking in September as well. So I hope that does also give you encouragement to know that it's not going to happen overnight. It may not happen in a month, but it will happen. What do they say? You only become unsuccessful when you stop. So please do not stop. Starting anything new in a new country is difficult, but you can do it. So again, I hope you found this video useful. I hope it blesses you. I hope it encourages you. And please let me know in the comments below if there's anything that I haven't mentioned that you would like to talk about. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.